What's up, YouTube? I I've been feeling kind of bad. I haven't been posting. I've been really focused on a couple of things in my life, a couple of issues, a couple of things I have to get taken care of. School being the first priority because I'm in Italy for school. If I don't do good in school, I can't be in Italy, and I love it here. I don't want to go back. So, like I've said it numerous times throughout this channel. So I've been really locked into school. I'm really locked into trading. I'm gonna buy my first evaluation, my first funded, and I'm going to pass my eval. There's no way around it. I'm gonna do it. I have that. I'm gonna buy my first one. It's the 7th. My goal was like I had my in my notebook. I put by the 15th of April. I'm gonna buy my first funded account. I said that like the beginning of March. I've just been paper trading, jotting down everything, noting down everything, just getting all the information I can into my brain that I possibly could. And I've kind of abandoned you guys, and I feel bad for doing that. I didn't mean to. I just lost track. I've been posting on my photography stuff, not as much as I used to, but I kind of just, when I first started all this social media stuff, my photography, all this, all that, I was really locked in, and I was so just like cell bent on making that my future, and it's still my future. It's still like in my head as my future. I've just lost certain motivation for it, and I guess like motivation can only get you so far. You need discipline. You need all that. You need discipline primarily over motivation. Motivation's cool. It's good and all, but motivation can only get you so far. You need that discipline. It's the same thing with your body, with your job. You need discipline to keep you on that right track. And today I was going to get on here and talk about. I have been reading, like I told you guys, I have been reading meditations. I finished book 2 and 3. And I was gonna get on here and talk about that, but I started drinking some wine, and I started thinking, and I wanted to talk about taking control of the things you can control. And I've noticed that a lot in my life recently. I've been going through some shit mentally, physically, etc. And I struggle a lot with being able to like being able to not focus on the things that I can't control. There's so many aspects in your life, so many things that happen, so many events that happen, and you can't control that from happening. You can't stop it from happening. But so often, my people, and like me myself included, like stress out and bug out about stuff that they can't control, and it's detrimental because when you have all these stresses, they combine, and they add up, and they stack, and it's a recipe for disaster. I've been, really, really locked in, but in the same process of that, I've been unlocked in because I've let distractions take over. I've been going through some shit in my daily life here. I've been going through some shit mentally, and I've let those distractions take over my ambition and my dedication to what I wanted to do in life. And I just wanted to get on here and talk about talk about this, talk about stuff that you can't control and stuff that you can control, and that you should not bug out about stuff you can't control, because at the end of the day, it's going to happen regardless. You can control certain things. You can control how you look. You can control how you feel. You can control to a certain extent, you can control how you feel. To a certain extent, you can control, like for me, school. I can control everything that I do in school, but I stress out about things that make it feel like I can't control them, which in reality I can. And that just is another factor of not being able to control. So I want to talk about the difference between control and no control. There are two categories in life. I have some notes written down, of course, like I always do. the two categories in life: the things you can influence and the things you can't. A lot of stress comes from mixing those two things up. You build up all this stress and anxiety because you're thinking about multiple things at one time, and the majority of the time, most of those things are just out of your control, and you can't do anything about them. They're going to happen regardless. People like me, myself included, like waste so many years of life trying to force things like someone to love them, life to be fair, success to come faster, the past to be undone, everyone to understand you in what you want. I can relate to at least three of those things so well. The past, I've made a lot of poor decisions in my past, and I've made a lot of bad decisions, and poor and bad, they're the same fucking thing. I've made a lot of bad decisions in my life and stuff that I wish I could take back, and I can't. I used to dwell in the past so much, and all it would do would just keep me in that position there where I didn't want to be. It would keep me living in the past, and if you live in the past long enough, you won't be able to succeed into the future. You won't be able to succeed in the present, which then would help you in the future. I should be graduated by now. I'm in college still, and I should be almost 2 years out of college at this point, and I'm not. I went to college my freshman year, and I fucked off and didn't do shit. And then I came back home, went to school at a small school in my town, fucked off, didn't do shit for almost a full year. And of course, I regret doing this. I did not tell the people that I loved and the people that I cherished the truth. And I lied a lot, and I wish I hadn't, because by me lying to them was also me not owning up to my decisions, and me not owning up to my negative things that had consequences that were negative on my life. I was not honest to people, and in action of me not being honest, I didn't look at it in the way I should have looked at it. If you're not honest about things to people, you won't be honest about things to yourself. And the biggest part about succeeding in life is being honest to yourself. Can you do this? Will you be able to do this? Can you succeed, etc.? And if you're lying to your friends, your family, you won't be able to then tell yourself the truth that is needed to be heard by yourself. You have to tell yourself the ugly truth sometimes. And it took a long time for me to be able to own up to my negative decisions that I've caused in my life. I used to smoke a lot of pot. I used to do all this. I used to do that. And if I could go back, I would change all of that. But I can't. And I've only recently come to that conclusion that, you can't change the past. All you can do is better the present, which then would better the future. Like in terms of success to come faster, it's like I can feel I've been really dedicated and really determined to my craft and to what I'm doing, for example, my body, I was a really fat kid in high school, and I had the terrible confidence. I thought I was terribly looking. I hated how I looked. I was depressed, this and that. And now that I'm seeing some success in how I look, all I want is for me to just flick a switch, and I'm 3 months in the future with this exact same diet, this exact same training regimen that I'm on right now. And I can just imagine how I'm going to look in 3 months. And I want that to happen now. I want that to come now. But I can't control that. I can't change that aspect. I can't make that happen. I want it to come now. I want it to happen now. But that's just not life. That's not reality, I think about that stuff a lot. I think everybody can relate to the one that I'm going to talk about next. It's someone to love them back. I feel like most people have always had that thought. It's like, oh, I'm wasting my time with this person because I have feelings towards them, and they don't have those same feelings back towards me. I've had that a couple times in my life, and I'm not going to go far into this one because it's not as deep as the other two that I mentioned prior, but it's something that you have to accept. The biggest thing in life is acceptance, accepting that you are not going to do certain things, but you could also do other things. You could accept that maybe you might not get that dream job, but you can do other things that would make you happy and probably bring you more success than that dream job would bring you. It's the same thing with love. There's 8 billion people in this fucking world. At least 4 billion, 5 billion are women. There's a lot of people in this world that would love you. And for you to be stuck on one person, for you to be dwelling, for you to have negative thoughts about yourself because somebody doesn't want you back, all that will do is just hold you back and keep you in that negative spot in your life. You can't control any of that. You really can't. The things you can control is how you respond to situations, whether you keep going, whether you stay disciplined, whether you let something break you. The biggest takeaway, the biggest thing that I can talk about here is whether you stay disciplined. I've had a few slip-ups here on my diet, body-like. I've had a few slip-ups, but I've never been as disciplined to how I want to look. That I've never been so disciplined in my entire life than I am in this current moment. I go to the gym and headphones in, hoodie up, not say a word to anybody. I just go there and fucking work. You have to be able to just go somewhere, do something, and just work. Put your head down and fucking grind, because that will make you a better person. You can't for example, go to the gym, right, and just have it be your social hour. The amount of people that I see, it's not that much here because I go to a smaller gym, but back home at my LA Fitness back home, the amount of people that I saw there that I saw every fucking day that would go there just for social hour. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing where you're paying all this money for a gym and you're not even going to be disciplined enough to go there and actually work? How can you be disciplined in life? How can you say, yes, I'm disciplined, if you can't even do the simplest thing and go to the gym and work? And I think that's a massive part is, like I said, discipline beats motivation 10 times out of 10, because motivation can help you start something, but discipline helps you carry that thing into the future. I have some quotes that I have written down. Quotes from excuse me. This was in Marcus. This is from Marcus Aurelius. It wasn't in Meditations, but I saw this online and I thought it was really good. Some things are in our control and others are not. It's simple, but it's meaningful. This is the foundation of the whole video that I'm making. It's the quote's basically saying is like, know what belongs to you and stop chasing control over what was never yours. Like, this goes back to you want someone to love you. They were never yours. They never had those feelings to you. So why do you think you can have the control to make them have those feelings towards you? All that's doing is just destroying your mental, destroying your physical, and everything you have in life is destroying because you are stuck on something that's never going to happen. You have to just let go. That's really what it is. The choices are yours. The mindset that you have is all up to you and all up to what you want to make. What you want your mindset to be is what it will be. Essentially, the world is not yours to command. You can't just want something and boom, it appears. Everything that comes in life is product of what you put into life. You want to be successful. To be successful, you have to put the work in, and to have that fucking mansion, have that beautiful car, have a wife and a family, have that dream life you ever wanted. It's all in the work you put in. Nothing will be yours. Nothing will be yours if you do not work for it. Sorry, real quick. You lose peace when you expect control over uncontrollable things. I think that's basically what this entire video is about, because you go crazy in your head and you like mentally destroy yourself because you try to you think that these things will come just because you want them, and nothing is And even though they're not given to you on a silver fucking platter, they're not supposed to be given to you. You think that you deserve them, even though you've put in no work, zero work at all, and you think that they think they're just going to come to you. You know, freedom starts when you start trying to control what does not belong to you. There are certain things in life that you can control, like I've said. But those things won't happen, they won't come to you if you don't put in the work. And like you will start to notice how good your life becomes once you take control of the things you can control. It's kind of like you're controlling your mind, not the world. You know, a lot of people think that strength means controlling life. Philosophically, strength means controlling your response to life. Bad things still happen. Rejections still happen. Setbacks will also still happen. Delays will also still happen. But your reaction describes whether it becomes growth, bitterness, discipline, or weakness. Another quote from the great Marcus Aurelius. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. This quote shifts power inward. It means your mind is your territory. Outside events are not. You may control what hits you. You may not control what hits you. You control your interpretation, your attitude, your next move. This is where real strength comes from. The strongest person, the wine's getting me a little bit, is not the one who controls the room. It's the one who controls himself in the room. If your peace depends on life going perfectly, you will never have peace. Because life will never be perfect. You know, I'm only 23 and I realize that. You know, I've had my mother die when I was a fucking kid. You know, it's that itself is this entire fucking video in a nutshell. You know, I'd never, if I could snap my fucking fingers and lose everything that I have now to get that person back in my life, I would do in a fucking instant. But that's not, like, those events that happened have led me to where I am now. So why would I try to reset the past when there's no chance of it being reset? There's like your peace depends on, if your peace depends on that, on your life being perfect and stunning and all this and that, you know, like, you'll never have internal peace because that's never going to be the case. You know, mental discipline is greater than situational control. You know, overthinking creates fake suffering. You know, a lot of pain is real, but a lot of suffering is created in the mind. People stress over what might happen, what someone might think, what if everything goes wrong. Imagine conversations, imagine rejection, imagine failure, you know? I think I suffer from this a lot. You know, I suffer from what people think about me, even though they don't think about it, you know? A big thing people think is, what is someone judging me for? When in reality, nobody gives a fuck about what you do, you know? I think that a lot, and, like, I think this also ties into what I said, the imagined rejection or imagined failure, you know? For example, imagine rejection. You know, you go up to a girl and you talk to her, she might reject you, but hey, shit happens. But you not going up to that girl and talking to her is letting failure and letting stuff in that nature take over your mind, because you are like, oh, it's not gonna happen, it's gonna be a failure, so why even try? That could be your fucking future wife, and you're not gonna go up and talk to her because you think you're gonna fucking fail? Who the fuck are you? If you think like that, you're just destined to not fucking succeed. The mind often adds extra pain before anything actually happens, and I suffer from that. This is a quote from Seneca. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. This quote is about anxiety and mental projection. It means the mind creates fear before reality even arrives. People torture themselves with possibilities. the possibility that you fail at your job, the possibility that you do not, for me, the possibility that I do not become a successful day trader is there, but I don't even fucking think about that. My brain is thinking in 6 months how much money I'll be fucking making. You know, it's sometimes that the event is painful, but pain only strengthens the fucking mind. But the imagination turns it into something even bigger. You suffer the event once in your life, and you'll never suffer that event again. So why not try? You know, why not just go for it and attempt? You suffer your imagination hundreds of times. So why, like if you suffer your imagination that many times, it's gonna happen either way. You know, your mind's always gonna have that thought process. So why not just fucking try? You know, who cares? You know, another quote from Marcus Aurelius, and then I'm gonna end this off because it's 20 minutes. I want to make my videos a little bit shorter. I feel like the half an hour, 45-minute videos are kind of OD. Don't live as though you are going to live in Mydrad's years. I'm not sure what that means exactly, but I will explain it. This quote is about urgency, not panic, urgency. It means stop acting like you have endless time. Stop postponing your growth. Stop living like your real life begins later, because it doesn't. Your real life begins at fucking 0 years old, or not 0 years old. At 1 second years old, your life begins. You know, everyone has realistically, on average, 70 to 80 to 85 years of life, given what you do to your body in said life. Your life is not endless. I'm 23. I moved to fucking Rome in January, and it's April, and that shit felt like that. That's even more of a sign that like life is fast and life moves and life will not wait for you. You can mope and whine and cry and all this and that, but nothing will wait for you. You have to go out and fucking take it. There's an urgency that you need in your life to be successful, to be where you want, to be able to do the things you want to do without having to stress about money, about time, it's just money and time. That's the biggest thing about this whole urgency thing, you know? It's like if you want things in life, if you want to be able to do the things in life you want to do without having to worry about, oh, I have to go back to work next week, or, oh, I can't afford this, you have to have the urgency in your life and your discipline in your life to be able to do these things. And if you know what needs to change, you have to start now, not when it feels easier, you know? It's the whole like 3 a.m. motivation you see on fucking you're doom scrolling at 2 a.m. and you see some video like, yo, you need to do this, and you get just crazy motivation, and you're like, oh yeah, I'll do this tomorrow. Why not do it now? It's 3 a.m. You'll wake up in the morning. Who gives a fuck? Who cares? Why not do it now? And I think I'm gonna end this here. I'm gonna do a little outro, but I'm gonna end it here. I think that I'd be lying if I said that I didn't suffer from these exact same things. You know, no one's perfect. If they say they are, they're lying, and they're trying to make themselves sound better. Nobody's perfect in life, and nothing will come to you if you don't go out and take it. That is the purpose of this video, and I'm probably gonna film 2 or 3 more videos tonight because I'm in a YouTube video kind of mind. So I'll see you guys soon. I'm sorry for the delay. I've been, locked into school and stuff like that, and yeah, I'm gonna post this video tonight. I'll probably post 2 videos tonight, then 2 more tomorrow. I'm gonna film 2 tonight. I'm gonna film 3 more tonight, post 2 tonight, then 2 tomorrow, so you guys have some content to watch. And again, I don't give a fuck about how many subs I have, about how many likes I get, about how many followers I get, about how many comments I get. I want to just talk. Talking the best way to get emotion out, to get stuff like that out. And I just want to do it. So with that being said, I will see you guys later, and thank you for watching. I love every single one of my viewers to death. Thank you.